instead, yep.
Were they not on the whole time?
No.
Last episode?
No, they were on. I
Oh.
just mean right now.
Oh,
I
I
got
was
you.
like,
You got you scared, girl.
I was
It's
like,
like,
oh
shit.
no. They
No.
never, it's the censorship. They never
That's
want
just
us to
like
do this episode.
They silence us. No, it was just the first couple of seconds on this episode. Hi, this is episode 6, the combo episode of talking about Laserhawk, Blood Dragon remix. We got really off track last time, so we're gonna talk about the rest of the episodes 3 through 6.
We're gonna reel it in this time.
Yeah, so we're gonna just pick it up right where we left off. He is talking about the destruction caused by the kaijus, and he is microaggressed by Red, who says, we defeat interdimensional alien scum, and Rayman is like, bitch, I immigrated from Dimension X. Am I scum to you? And Red's like, I said what I said. And it's like so petty and unnecessary.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh, really? Why don't you say that to my face without cameras, you dumb fucking prick?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, go off. And then
Raymond does go off.
Which is such an interesting way to break. I feel like he could have Sorry, you're right. He could have broken off so many different ways.
Mhm.
But that one dude
the
really did
The
the
it.
red
straw
guy.
that broke the camel's back.
The red guy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Shows he has flaws. He's a flawed character.
Yeah.
Sets up his later demise.
hmm
Ramon.
Which is
Ramon.
interesting because you'd think that if he had such, steadfast principles, that was what caused him to break.
That's exactly. Yeah.
That tells us
Yeah.
that he didn't encounter this before now.
Until it was his
Yeah.
problem.
Until it was his problem. So that means that there's probably a department to be like, okay, don't say shit to Rayman, because otherwise we're gonna have a marketing explosion on our hands. So they were aware
Yeah.
of his
and
principles,
they cut him off.
and they cut him off,
They cut
which
the live
causes the commercial about hybrids, or not hybrids. It's the stupid ass monster drink, which is
Oh, the
foreshadowing for
snake.
the snakes.
Yeah.
So and then
Oh, that's right. That's right.
we transition to.
That made me so sad.
Yeah,
That little
so-
snake man.
I know. So
Justice
it's
for him.
for justice for the Snake Man. So the snakes hybrids, they put their venom in to a monster drink, and
Yes.
that's how we transition to Dolph and Alex and all that stuff. They interrogate this guy who owns the factory, and he's racist towards the snakes because he's like,
He's using them for profit.
I was
It's like
made-
milking them of venom.
yeah. I was made by a man and a woman, not in a test tube. And I'm like, bitch.
And he's like, but I need to provide for my family.
I'm sorry, I'm sick and I feel a little under the weather because my wife she's been sick and I need to be foot on the table.
Oh my god, that made me so sad.
And he's
he
so
was
cute.
he is so cute.
He's Leo Stewart.
Hit the little animal so far. Well, apart from the pig,
Uh-huh.
he was not cute. But the little
Page.
frog,
Yeah.
so
The frogs,
cute.
the snake,
frog
the
little
man, the
cow.
French one?
snake, the cows.
The cows are so
Oh,
cute.
the cows made me so sad.
Where
They
were the
had so.
cows?
They were in the crowd, and then they.
We're getting ahead of
Oh,
ourselves.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
I would like to remind everyone, this is not spoiler free.
Yeah, like last episode.
Exactly.
Spoiler filled.
So
Spoiler filled. Okay?
so stay away.
Stay away. Either watch it or stop
Well-
bitching in my kitchen.
Yeah. Watch it,
Period.
then come back.
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
So we transition to that scene. He's being racist towards snakes, and then Dolph hardcore interrogates him because he's involved with
Beats
Alex.
him up.
Yep.
So they get the information out. Next place we're going is a wrestling match because that's where Alex is deploying his plan. We don't know what it is yet, but it has something to do with the drinks. It has something to do with the glasses because the glasses is promotional merch for the drink,
Yes.
and that has something to do. We then find out that it's mind control through the glasses, and his whole plan was to enact a riot through violence of the humans who are wearing the glasses
Versus
onto the hybrids.
Yeah.
Which is very specific. I keep mouth popping into the mic, and
No,
I'm not
you're
sure if
good.
that's unpleasant to hear. But it's better than me any other gross sound I could be making.
Ooga booga.
Yeah,
Or
there's a lot of goo in my face right now. A lot of
so
goo.
please be respectful.
Please be patient, okay? Please be understanding. So it was very specific because I don't know why only the humans were wearing them. Maybe
I
It
think
could
it's
go
to
into
show- Or you can go.
No, you go.
Oh, okay, I think it was like supposed to be like that race thing that we were talking about. How there's like already conflict between the
Yes.
hybrids and the humans. So by setting up the humans to attack the hybrids and kill them, he knew that the hybrids would then retaliate against
Yes.
the humans, causing a war.
Yes. No, that part is clear. Like, and you know, I don't like the plan. I don't think it's like a nice
No.
plan, but it is a smart plan. Like that is how the human brain works. The self-defense, even when the fighting is
Yeah.
over, like riots happen after, like it's the aftershock. What
Yeah.
I don't get is why, marketing-wise, only the humans are wearing the glasses, because you know if you are selling a product, why are you only selling human? Okay, you know what? No,
I think it's going into class.
Yeah.
I think it's because here's the thing, because the glasses are related specifically to the human wrestler, because it's a wrestling match. And the human
you're
wrestler
right.
is wrestling
Kenny
a
Omega.
hybrid.
Which is also a wrestler.
There's a lot of cameos.
Yeah.
But he's fighting a hybrid wrestler, and they're like, they're wrestling or they're getting ready to. They're
Yeah.
posturing. You know how wrestlers are.
That
and
was
it's
funny.
really-
I
it's
didn't
really
know for a
funny.
long time that wrestling was fake.
It's all fake. It's all fake.
Oh, don't
It's
say
fake?
that! Don't
It's
say that
fake.
to Andrew,
I'm just
because
kidding.
he'll
I know
go
it's
on a
fake. I
little
know.
riot about. He's like, it's not flake. It's
I
not.
never said that. Really?
It's
Uh,
performance.
Well,
you're-
yeah. It's
You're like,
performance.
but it's like, it has choreography. It's doing all these things. Like there's a storyline behind it. There's a reason they go through rings. I just watched Iron Claw too, and that really opened my eyes for like the
Yeah.
wrestling world.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, like it's rigged. Not rigged, but it's like
It's
pageantry.
planned.
yeah.
It's pageantry.
It's a show.
It's literally planned.
It's a
I've
show.
always thought it was like a big like.
I thought it was like a real like.
Yeah, I thought it was like
Could
people
you
going
imagine
head to
letting
head
a
and like.
man just like scoop slam you like in real life? Like that'd be crazy. Just like,
Well, I
"Whoa."
thought it was more about, which it could be about athleticism, but it's like, yeah, pageantry is like a.
Yeah, I
Good
don't
way to
really
put
have
it.
a problem with it being fake. Like, if you put on a good performance, then who cares?
Yeah.
But the fans who like refuse to accept that, it's like, well, you're not
There
fighting,
are-
so
I don't know.
why
I
not?
just, for the longest time, I always thought it was real.
I did too.
Until I think I met you, and then you told me it was fake.
Oh really? We went
I
until
was
that
like,
long. I was like 10 years old, and a YouTube video was like, "This is wrestling."
Well, I
uncovered,"
wasn't
and I was
also
like,
a big wrestling person.
Oh,
Like,
I
I
was a
didn't
big
watch.
wrestling
I saw
fan.
WWE every now and then come up, and it's like, oh, come to our shows. But it
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah. But it was never like,
it's like people
in my
flipping
face.
it. It's crazy.
or it's like the
Someone
the
gets
Monster
suplexed.
Jam.
Yeah.
The
No.
Monster Jam.
Yeah, like
The-
the Monster Jam.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one's also, I don't know, it just fell under that category of like TV I didn't
But they
watch.
poke fun at that idea that it's
They do.
planned
which
and
is
Yeah.
it's
funny.
rigged because he
They're
puts
like-
on his glasses as part of his gimmick.
And he
Uh-huh.
forgets.
He
his
like
line.
freezes.
Yeah.
He like
Because
is
he's
mind
being,
control.
yeah.
And then the hybrid is like, dude, you okay? You can like the
He's
line
like, the
is,
line is, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, let's improv.
which is so sad because it was so sweet. It was so clear like they're friends, even though they're like posturing as enemies. It's like
yeah.
you're fucking hybrid scum, and it's like you're a human weakling, and then like they're obviously friends. Like it's
Yeah.
all just a show,
Then he
which is really
murders.
sad. He kills him,
Broke my heart.
but he's
That's
mind
ridiculous.
controlled. It's really sad, but that's the point.
He's actually injured now. He's like
Mhm.
deathly. He almost died a little bit ago. from,
Deathly injured.
Yeah, he like almost died from like a disease he got.
Oh.
Like a blood disease, and now he's
Oh,
like
wow.
retired, or not retired, but
I don't
He
want the
left for a
yellow
little
one.
bit.
You want the yellow one?
I love
I
yellow
don't want the
ones.
yellow one.
And she likes the yellow
Thank
one.
you.
We're eating Sour Patch Kids.
That's what the yellow one is.
I should start
so
bringing. I should start
Little
bringing more
snackies.
snacks. Yeah,
My snacky.
supply you with snackies.
Sorry, I
Um,
just made an interesting noise in the mic.
If you have misophonia, I'm sorry.
Is that the fear of like lip
I don't know if it's a
smacking?
fear. I think it's just like a mouth
Dislike.
sounds is
Oh.
bad.
Anyways,
Sorry.
the mind control works
Right.
not only for Kenny Omega, but for the rest of the humans that put on the glasses.
Yeah, so all the glasses, they're mind controlled, and they
They
have.
see the little rabbits, which is where I remember them from.
Ah.
But they didn't look like rabbits to me. I thought they were just warm
Gongas.
creatures. But I guess they're the little rabbits that
The
we have been
rabbits.
talking about in the last episode.
Yes.
The minions,
So basically, chaos ensues. It's like a whole. They're beating up hybrids because they're seen as the eney through the mind controlling
not
thing.
even just beating them up, they're murdering
They're-
them.
and it leads to murder. And it's really sad.
So many cows die.
I know the cow hybrids are so cute.
There was a scene with like a little baby like girl cow, and
She's
who gets
dressed.
saved.
She's very specifically dressed like Jade, and that's why Paige saves her.
Oh.
Yes.
And
Which
he
is,
dies,
like,
which we could talk about now because
Oh
it's
yeah.
relevant.
Yeah, he does
Paige
die.
dies taking bullets for that girl who looks like Jade, which sucks.
Yeah.
which is like his arc.
It's his arc.
He had to save someone
Yeah.
because he couldn't
It's
save
his
her.
redemption.
So Jade and Paige are from Young Good and Evil, Assassin's Creed guy, and then the Far Cry guy.
Mhm.
We haven't talked about. Have we talked about Bullfrog guy? He gets
He-
kidnapped.
he
We've
in this
mentioned him a
scene.
little
he
bit.
hasn't had his moment to shine narratively yet.
No, not yet. After
I know
this,
he does
though,
in this episode.
He does a
though.
little bit in this episode because he killed. Okay, so the mind
he kills the
controlling.
3 people.
The mind controlling is broadcasted with 2 big antennas, one in the
From the
sewers and one on the
sewers.
rooftop, which both huge moments. We're gonna talk about both of them, okay? So first of all, we're talking about Bullfrog, that's in the sewers, and the 3 minions that he poached off of Pagan Men. The crocodile hybrid, Cyclops lady, and knife guy. They don't have names.
I don't remember the knife guy, but I remember the
I
first
know
2.
Crocodile guy.
I
Crocodile.
know there was 3. I just don't
Yeah.
remember the knife.
But they're beating Bullfrog's ass.
Yeah,
which is
so
Oh,
he
yeah,
tries to
so
sneak up on
sad.
them, and he gets his ass handed to him. But
Yeah.
then he oh, you want to see some shit, and then he kills him.
Yeah, literally, like for a while. Like, why didn't you do that earlier, Bullfrog?
Because they talk about like honor.
Oh.
Yeah.
He like
He
has
has a
his whole
code.
yeah. He's like, oh, I like to do what I do because of my
Because of my
creed.
assassin. He's like, I'm the last of my kind.
I'm like,
Your
yeah.
creed.
I am the last of my order.
Yeah. my
And
goodness.
and then Batty goes off and
Yeah.
basically kills them all in like 2
He's
seconds.
like-
I know, he's like, just sweet.
Yeah.
Assassin.
Which is interesting because you don't really typically think about assassins having a code of honor.
No.
You typically associate that with like the least amount of honor. Right?
like the
Because it's
hero
like-
when he's like,
Oh, to be an assassin?
well, yeah, because like he's hired to like kill off, which is like the main premise of the
Yeah.
show. It's a group
Yeah.
of them
Well,
basically like hired, even though they're not hired.
Yeah,
A big
in a
thing-
matter of speak.
Yeah, and a big thing in the games is that after you kill like your person, they didn't have a moment where he lays with them for a little bit,
Oh, really?
and he's like, "Rest in peace" and whatever. And he says his,
Really?
yeah. So
That's
he's
very like Avatar, respect life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
So that's
like
why he
after
was
he does
so-
this like super
After he
crazy
murders
move
them,
on them.
after he like does a backflip off a building and assassinates them.
it's the biggest tone shift. It's so
Yeah.
wild.
That's crazy.
yeah, it's
I've
pretty
never
funny.
known that before.
Mhm.
I've never played this. I know of it, but
Yeah,
all I
should
know is
play
that
it.
they wear like hoods.
Yeah.
We should download Assassin's Creed onto
Honestly,
the drama TV.
they should add that skin into the game. Actually, I would want to play as the bullfrog. He
I
looks
would
so
only
cool.
play. That's
Wait,
like
what was the
adding-
reference to that again?
I
What?
don't know.
The
Reference
little
to what?
frog. Why?
Little
Why is
frog
he
in
like an
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's
What's
Creed?
the Easter egg?
It's just funny, I guess. I don't know.
Why?
He's
Why?
looking up intel.
Yeah. Please hold.
What about Assassin's Creed? If it's like adding Kirby into Smash Bros.
Yeah.
I'm only playing as Kirby.
Well,
every
Smash
time.
Bros is like just a mix of
Yeah.
all of them, right?
I'm just
All
saying,
the
if
nin-
I was playing
No, yeah,
Assassin's
yeah.
Creed, I would only pick Bullfrog.
Yeah, me too.
Every
He's
time.
a little cutie.
Every time.
Little sweetheart. He's honestly the most tame character.
I love him.
He wants to play music in the car.
I
They
love
don't let
him.
him. He bumps.
Free
and he has
him.
little bubbles.
Free him. Okay, so that was the other thing, is that that leads into him killing them. Is like, do you want to know something funny? I blow bubbles. Sometimes of the past, sometimes of the future. Do you want to know which one of you is gonna die first? Are you kidding me?
Is that like true? Is it
That's
like
what happens.
is his power like the
Yes.
bubble?
He's just a bullfrog. There's not from anything. He's just from Dimension X, I'm pretty sure. So
But he's an Assassin Creed.
yeah,
There's a-
assassins are all over the place.
Hold on.
No, Alyssa had something more.
Hold on.
What?
There was like more to him. He's more than
He's
just
more
like
than just
a frog.
I think he is just a frog that was the last of his kind. I think that in his dimension, frogs are like,
Exterminated?
Oh my god.
I don't know. He just goes like this.
No, but
It was
he's a
kind of
little-
cool though. He was
He's
a
the
badass
cutest
scene.
character.
He was, and then he almost.
He's a lover. He was. What's so funny is like his character is like he's the fighter. Inside, my guy was
he's
just a lover.
Same thing with Dolph.
I
Well,
guess so. He
No,
liked
he
to
is,
fight
though.
though.
No, he wanted to fight so that he could love.
Yeah, but he liked to fight. He liked to cause trouble.
I like to fight. I want to fight.
I want to fight. I don't know. I feel like they're different though. He is a lover too, but I think he liked to fight. Like that was it's in his blood. It's in his like cyborg need.
I see.
You know, like it's like yeah, he has a choice, but he also like has the will.
Yeah, because I think it's the whole thing is that he wants like a purpose. He's trying to find his purpose, which he does kind of find in the ending. Well, we shouldn't go to the ending yet. We're still on what, episode 4?
Yeah.
What did we leave off talking about? We talked about the frog, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're finishing episode 3.
We have to talk about the rooftop. That was the next one because he kills them and then
That's
he takes
Alex
out the-
Oh, we're on
and-
episode 3 still.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, Bullfrog kills the 3 minions. He gets his satellite shit figured out. He destroys his part. But on the top, we see that
It's
Dolph
Alex and
meets
Dolph.
up with Alex. And they both
Yes.
have their own little intimate moment
Yeah.
as Alex tries to recruit him back to being...
So
Which is crazy.
Lovers.
Why is he
Yes.
like trying to recruit the guy he
So-
literally killed?
he's
This
using him.
is-
He's playing him.
yeah, so this is what I was going to talk about earlier. Was that I don't think they should be together because let's follow the line of logic, right? He is a revolutionary. He believes in his cause. And he betrays his lover for that cause. That alone, maybe he could come back from. But it's the fact that you thought that you could get him back so easily because he is sitting up on the rooftop with like a T-bone steak and his favorite wine.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, let's just talk about this. And the fact that you thought that you could get him back so easily,
When you literally killed him.
it
Yeah.
kind of shows how like little he knows him. Because I feel like if you knew your partner, you would know what they would hold a grudge over.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the wrong tone going
Mhm.
into this encounter that makes me feel like what is the love here?
Yeah.
Like, how do you... Because he says, I had to make sacrifices for this revolution. I had to make hard choices and give up the thing I love most. And it's like, well, your sacrifices was Dolph, but you thought you could get him back. So you didn't really think that was a sacrifice you were making.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, you were losing him, sure, but you obviously thought you were going to get him back really easily.
Mhm.
So, red flag. Second of all, the other sacrifice you're making is this riot killing probably hundreds of innocent people. And it's the same reason I fucking hate Soko from Arcane, which you will
Oh, we don't
understand
know.
later.
We don't know that
You will understand later because we will watch that next.
one. Yes.
But basically, he's a revolutionary at the cost of his community. Which, like, fuck you. You're not a revolutionary. You're just an asshole with a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tons of people could do what you did. You're not special. And you're not making a sacrifice. You're just hurting the community that you're supposed to be helping.
Mm.
And it's like, he's like, the only way that this can come down is if we burn it all. Well, it's like, that is like, not at the expense of these people who don't, like,
Our
have a
innocent
say.
lives, yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
have a say in being a part of this revolution. They're collateral damage.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that you only care about yourself, because if you actually cared about these people and making a better world, then you wouldn't use them as a tool to,
Yeah.
like, for this plan that probably, it didn't even, like, really work. Like, it set off, it was like the catalyst of stuff, but you had
Yeah.
no guarantee that this would work. You basically just killed people and was like, I am a revolutionary.
He killed people and then was like, now go kill them back. And he's like, nice.
Yeah,
I did
and
my job.
that didn't really do anything.
It's like I don't know. He's
It was
in a
very-
way he's just creating more chaos.
Yeah, it was very early on in his planning, so I don't know if he also wanted to die. Like, he knew that if he died, something else
No,
would
I don't
happen.
think he wanted to die.
Like, was he working with Sarah? We don't know.
Is that
I
even
don't think
answered?
so.
Was that just him? That was just him being dumb?
Maybe.
It really was just him. It was just like, what if I have
I
people
don't know.
kill
The
him?
show jumps a lot, which it was kind of hard to follow at some points. I was like, oh no.
I feel like the second season could flesh it out a little bit more.
But
Yeah.
it could just be like, oh, it's meant to be this chaotic, and you're maybe supposed to like double question everything and like maybe not look at it the same, and maybe consider like, oh, there could be this other option.
Rewatchability.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
would
'cause now
definitely
you have a-
rewatch it. Just to
I don't know
understand
what I would pay attention to though if I were to
Oh.
rewatch it. I think I would be like,
the effects.
I would probably look at Sarah's character more and see if she revealed something
Mm.
very early on, because I feel like if you're going into like that unplanned idea, a lot of these people who have plans have like no real plan.
Mm-mm.
Like Alex has this whole thing where he's like, "Oh, you're gonna come back to me," and then
Yeah.
it like doesn't really work
Like
out.
in his mind, he's like, "Oh yeah, that was a bump in the road," but he'll see reason and see that what I'm trying to do is more important, and like, we'll be together again. And it's like, no, you betrayed him. I've been betrayed before.
Yeah. And then there's the Warren who like can't control the Suicide Squad.
No, for shit. Even with the bombs in their head,
Yeah.
she's shit at her job.
Wait, isn't the warden also Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like she just can't control any. Like she had a
I
plan.
know, yeah, she's bad.
And
at
who
it.
knows? Like maybe the whole point of it was like not to go on the plan. So maybe it was like just go with the wind and hope that they go the right direction to the wasteland, which was the final objective for
She
her.
kind of accomplished her goal.
Yeah,
in a
but
way.
like not really. Cause then we go to Holloway and he's like, oh, I'm gonna defend my people, blah blah blah. I have this
Yeah.
plan. His plan doesn't work either.
No.
No one's plans.
No one's plans
good.
are working in this like show. I was gonna say film in this show.
I know.
Like everyone has like and they're like super specific like leaders, right?
Mhm.
But
Maybe that's the point.
I mean,
They're
the
not.
only like real radical change I feel like that happens is Rayman killing the board of
Exactly.
directors, and that would have happened with or without the chaos because he gets replaced, and that's what sets it off.
yeah,
That could have happened at any time.
I feel like he was definitely like a plan.
He got shit done.
He-
Ramon was the
Ramon?
best one. Ramon don't fuck
Well,
around.
yeah, cause like he was like although he was lost, his mission or his like character arc was very clear. Like it was like, oh, I'm kind of defending these people who aren't that great, and then I speak out against them, and they basically throw me to the side and don't respect me. So then he's like kind of, although his subconscious is like, no, let's go back and like be this person that they want us to be. Like everything's gonna be fine. He still knows that that's not the right way.
Yeah.
And goes the other way. Opposite from what he had been doing his whole
Yeah,
life.
he can no longer pretend that the stuff that's happening isn't
And
happening.
he goes on. He literally like decides he's like, I've had enough of this. After he meets Bullfrog, and he's like, I'm just gonna kill everyone.
Yep.
And he does. He
And
kills
does
everyone.
Baddie
does.
moves.
And then he like his purpose is done, so he just kind of sorry, the last episode.
Yeah.
So that's Rayman's arc, though. That's his like his character, his plan, and his finale. His is clear. I think everyone else's is very wonky. Like, I also don't know where Dolph sits once he kills Alex. Because it's like, okay, he's basically, like, he's done what he's wanted to do. Like, what's next for him?
He pretty much wants to die after that. Like, he's
I
overtly,
He
like,
says in the
suicidal.
fourth episode, he's like, I want to go kill this person and kill
Because
that person and go die.
The way that episode 3 ends is him trying to get killed by the police. Like, because, the riot happens, humans are killing hybrids, and then it ends, and then hybrids start killing humans, and then the police come, but they don't protect the hybrids because they are racist and they think that they're the problem. Police get involved.
And there's already that tension between the hybrids where it's
And
like,
the police,
they're
and it's like-
causing this.
Yeah, so they think the hybrids are at fault, and then the hybrids are at fault, and then it's like this whole clusterfuck of stuff. And then while the police are doing that, he shoots at them, and then he, like, specifically...
The Warren takes him, no?
Yeah, the warden saves him from getting shot by the police. Against his will.
He's like, let me die.
Let me die!
Just a suicidal guy.
Yeah. But that's how episode 3
Oh
ends.
my god, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about the ending. I wonder... We'll get there. I'll bring it up again.
We'll get there. We're episode
I have to go to the
4.
bathroom really quickly. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, we'll pause real quick,
Okay.
and we'll come back.
Pause.
And we're back. Okay, so had a brief little intermission. We've been recording for a long time. We're now talking episode 4.
Woo!
We're halfway there.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
So this is where stuff gets hairy because this is this is the
Yes.
second act,
Mm-hmm.
sort of. So it's like, shit gets real.
It feels like the second
Yeah.
act.
I'm back and forth between like the first 3 is act 1 or the first
No,
2 is
yeah,
act
it
1.
makes
Like
sense.
it's
Yeah.
I think the
I
first
go
three
back
is
and
Act
forth.
1.
I just feel like there's too much like no well
So much
there's
happens.
just a lot going on
Yeah.
story wise because it's like
Yeah.
it thinks it's like one thing and then boom you go back and it's a
Yeah.
whole nother thing. And
I
you're like,
think
"Oh."
I think it's possible to be like first 2 Act 1,
No,
second
yeah.
2 Act 2, then
Oh,
Act
like
3.
a 3-act, yeah.
Because the last 2 really like we'll get there. But
Shit
episode 4,
happens.
the
I'm gonna open my phone again.
Dolph and Warden are in the desert in New Wasteland, which is where the prison is held, which we are told they try to fight. They get captured because they get hit with tranquilizers. There's an animation change with. I don't think we've touched on this. This happens a lot where the animation changes from like it's anime kind of style to like pixel art or it's to video game side scroller.
Mm-hmm.
This is a change to live action, which is
Oh,
so
yes.
But
fun.
also pixelated.
A little pixelated. It's a little. It's a
Yeah.
So
little.
it's still it's like
scrowy.
those video game like the wrestling video
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Like the old Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first
yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
So it's like it's the actual actors for the characters, and they're playing their own characters, which is super fun. So it's live action, kind of screwy graphics, and they're stuck in this cell. And
Which is
they're
very like similar to how
mhm.
the original Suicide Squad sounds.
Yeah.
like.
So
Yeah.
they're having a laugh. They're having some bonding time, and she giggling a little bit. And Sarah reveals her backstory, which is messed up,
And murky.
very muddy
Father issues.
For
Father
real.
issues.
Nah, they do have father issues.
to the max. But also,
Yeah.
her dad has daughter issues.
Sam
Like-
Fisher.
Sam Fisher has daughter issues.
He does.
He is he's the first character I think I recognized.
Really? You
Actually, no, I
recognize
asked you, and then you were like Splinter Cell, and I was like, oh,
you do
it's
know
that
Splinter
guy.
Cell?
Yes, we played it one time. It's the spy game.
them? Oh, you're right. We did play Splinter Cell. You're right.
Anyways, just funny.
Anyways, yeah, Sam Fisher.
Yes, we get the Sarah Fisher backstory. Her father is Sam Fisher,
An American spy.
an American special ops soldier. And the backstory is basically they lived in the New Wasteland, or the Wasteland before it became New Wasteland. And it's basically the slums. And he wants to get her out, but they need like
But
hacker
only her
help.
out.
Only her.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. No, he does.
Because he stays
Because they're
behind.
like, what do you want?
Or he's
I
gonna
think
stay behind.
Holloway asked him like, what are you trying to do from this?
Yeah.
And he's like, I already know my time's over. Like
Uh-huh.
she's still young. She's still got a
future.
future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks at her and she's like,
Yeah, she
Oh,
doesn't
oh
say
wait,
anything.
wait.
She's like.
She's like this.
It's just the cat with the big eyes.
And they were like, okay. And then that's
Yeah.
why she gets sent off or approved in this
Yeah,
hacker
so
thing.
she basically needs immigration papers from this group of hackers. And
Oh, that's what they're trying to get from.
more or
That
less.
makes
Kind
sense.
of to like travel over to a different area, right?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know
It's like,
where
so
they're
it's
traveling
access.
to. I think it might be to Eden or somewhere else entirely. We don't know. But we know that they need like specific papers to be able to cross the border.
Gotcha. And she doesn't have them.
And she doesn't have them. So that's why they go to this hacker group led by Holloway in his prime. And
The taxi
it's
cab.
from
Yeah.
they're from a game
From Watch Dogs.
from Watch Dogs.
What is
They're
that
part of
game about?
DedSec hackers. about
Oh,
hacking.
that makes sense why the
That's why they're
final boss.
hackers. Yeah. They're part
See,
of
this is
DedSec
stuff
is
I
a
would have
hacking
probably
group.
put together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also want to say that as they're walking to the hacker group, they cross by a commercial playing about the new prison complex, which
The
is
VR.
foreshadowing because he's like, Rayman, of course, is announcing it, but he's like, these new prisons have become even more humane with the new virtual reality system because They get redeemed through virtual reality. It's powered by solar power, and they are fed recloned plants or whatever. So it's like
sustainable.
So it's the cost of
diet.
housing these inmates are close to zero, and that's the big takeaway, which is like so.
Which I feel like that
weird
only
when you think about
benefits the people at top.
Exactly.
So it's like,
That is precisely because that's the thing. That's who they're marketing to.
yeah.
That's exactly the point.
So it's like, don't worry, people. We're not using your money
Yeah.
to keep these
Because
scums.
even when you think about that in real life, like, why are my tax dollars going to like
Oh,
the
yeah.
reformation of criminals? They should, because that's a real mindset in real life. So that's who they're marketing to. There's so much in this show. There's so much.
Also, I don't think this show was made by like American writers.
No, it's
No,
French.
Ubisoft is French.
It's French.
It's French?
Yeah.
What?
Which
They're a
is
French
so
company.
funny because it's like
That's crazy.
They
They got
really-
it spot
If
on.
you ever see their developer,
they hit
behind
the
the
nail
scenes.
on the
French.
head when it comes to like American fanaticism.
oh,
it-
big word for Elmo.
Big word for Elmo. It like the American nationalist mindset and how that probably would have
That's
progressed.
crazy. I didn't know they were French. Ubi. Is Ubi like French for something?
Oh,
For
it's
social class.
French American.
Oh.
So it's I don't know. Maybe Ubisoft is French and then Bootleg is American.
Oh,
That makes sense, actually.
Uh,
Sounds right.
Ubi.
Ubisoft, actually. It's actually pronounced.
I was right. Ubisoft is a French game publisher, and then let's see.
Is it bootleg?
Bootleg is American.
Bootleg.
American.
Is Death Stranding made by A24? Or do they have like something going on? That's crazy because A24 has like merch of Death Strand with
Really?
Yogi.
With Hideo Kojima?
Yes.
With Yogi Bear?
No, not Yogi Bear.
Bootleg.
With Hideo Kojima?
Hideo?
Hideo?
I thought it was with a Y. Hold on, maybe I'm looking at a different thing then.
Death Stranding?
Video
Do they
game
have a
service
show
by
coming out?
Konami.
Is there a A24 film about Death Stranding? That would make sense.
That would be cool. I don't know. Hold on, let me see.
Adi Shankar's Bootleg Universe is a media company founded in 2012 by Indian-American producer Adi Shankar. Began as a
Okay.
YouTube series of unauthorized fan films before evolving into a full-fledged entertainment brand. Okay, so one half is French-American, the other half is Indian-American.
Huh.
Makes sense.
That actually makes sense.
And they both got fucked over by old world America. So, this makes sense.
That makes sense why they made this. whole
Yeah, they got some dirty laundry to air out. Good for them. They should. Yeah, so that whole thing was foreshadowing, and then the hackers, Sarah Fisher betrays them because she's been brainwashed by the Rayman Kids propaganda,
So
which is like
the biggest twist of them all,
Mhm.
apart from like everyone dying left and right.
this was
learn.
like this felt like the linchpin in the tonal shift in
Mhm.
the series from Act 2 to Act 3 or Act 1 to Act 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, we're really seeing like the cracks of the society, and we're really seeing like the insidious nature of their like society
Mhm.
real bad. And it's the line that she says, it's like, we are Rayman's eyes and ears. If you see something,
We're
say
Rayman
something.
Kids.
We're Rayman Kids.
Rayman Kids, baby. She's
Can
like
you
a
imagine?
little like Rayman pin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
that
and it's
beeps.
a transmitter. It's a transmitter, and it's
Yeah.
like, if you see something, say something. Who did that? What movement? Look that up. If that that was, could
is
you
that
imagine?
bullying? Isn't that about
I don't know,
bullying? See somebody
but-
say something?
Could you imagine if your child, like,
Oh, it's from like TSA.
yeah,
Oh.
that makes sense. They're also racist. No, they're not. Who said that? But I lost the plot. Could you imagine if your child was just like, I am Ronald Reagan's eyes and ears? That's fucking terrifying.
It would.
That's terrifying.
What's funny is that like Rayman is also not like presidential leader.
No.
He's looked as a leader, but he has
Yeah.
no say. He's like the queen.
He's just a popular guy.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, the people who have the most power are the ones who are most popular. If you look at
Yeah.
politicians today, the one who gets elected isn't the most like viable for the job, like the best for the
Yeah.
job. The one that gets elected is the one that's most popular, the one that's funnier.
Is there a president in this world though?
There's a vice
Well,
president.
it's the yeah. There is a vice.
It's just Eden and the vice president and
know,
It's
Rayman.
just like
No.
Omega Man.
Oh my god, man.
Do
Yeah,
we
that's what
know?
his name
Question:
is.
Do we know if the board of directors is like public information, like
I
that
don't
exists,
know.
I don't
It's
think
or
so.
are they like the
really
Illuminati?
presented
I
that
think they
way.
are the Illuminati. They're the Templars.
Andrew thinks that they're the Illuminati, but I
I mean, they do.
Well, they're
wear
like based
Illuminati
kind
hats.
of
I think
like
they're
off Illuminati.
secret because
I think
we
they're
never
secret.
see them.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Be soft.
Ubi.
Ubizumi.
No, but I don't think they're like meant to be known because even when
Yeah.
he takes the calls, he's like, I haven't heard from you guys in years.
It's true.
So I think they are secret, and the vice president
And they try
is
to
just like,
stay out of the way, but they're making the way.
Stay out of my way.
yeah.
So I'm just like,
So that makes much more sense. That like,
Sucks.
could you imagine if there was a vice president and no president, and everyone was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
checks out.
yeah.
They're just like Rayman.
Wouldn't you be wondering who's top then? Like,
I
why
think-
is there a vice but no top man?
I think that's
Oh.
kind of part of the like wicked tapestry of the society that it's like you don't even question it.
Because they have universal income. That's
Oh,
a whole.
that's
That's
a
a
fuck-
part.
that's a fucked up part.
That was
Let's
a
talk
part
about
of
that
the,
for a second.
That was a part of the
Because-
show, right?
That happens in episode 5, I think, because that's when Bullfrog and Rayman talk, and Bullfrog gives him the vision of the future. That's like, I fully forgot what I was talking about.
Wait, so Captain Laserhawk is from Far Cry?
He's not, but he's based on the character from Far Cry
Oh,
3.
so he's
They, like,
just a whole
rebranded him.
original
Yeah,
character,
he's a whole original
for the
character.
show. That's
Yeah.
so interesting.
I cannot.
Oh.
Okay, so where were we? Universal basic income. That was
Yes.
the vision of the future, and it's like, yeah, poverty is down by 0%, or it's poverty is down, and there's no poverty anymore. That was the thing that he was talking about, and it's like, yeah, I guess there wouldn't be any more poverty if you killed all the poor people, which is what they do in that vision, and it's like,
And they're already doing with the hybrids.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to say that they're poor, but they're considered the lower
Yeah.
class
Yeah.
people just because of who they are.
Yeah.
Which is wrong.
Which is wrong. If you compare this
Boo.
to any like, if you compare this to like any racial like, if you like, if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
equal that, then it's like, we're not saying that this racial group of people are poor, but we are saying that the world is racist, and they turn out to be poor about a good % of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit's fucked.
Which is so interesting because a lot of people in the wasteland are like humans,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just poor humans.
Yes.
And that's why they want to over.
Yeah, that is an interesting, because it also, if we were to draw a real life comparison, many people immigrate to very well known cities. Like a lot of, I can't even think of a specific example. I'm thinking of Irish people immigrating to New York because
Oh,
you
you're
know
right. Yeah,
New
yeah,
York
yeah.
has a very big melting pot of different cultures. Like there's the Irish, and then the Cubans, and then the Italians, and all these different people who are all immigrants. So you'd think that they have that camaraderie, but it's like, no, I want more proximity to the most, I want proximity to power. And the power is white people. They have all the power. So having proximity to that power means that you're putting other people down in order to get there, because that's what that represents. That's what quote unquote white power represents.
You know what you described? Scarface.
Tying it
Like,
back to
legit.
the original.
Yeah, let's tie back to the
That's
past
true.
episode.
His proximity to power, he literally gets that job from a
From
white man.
people.
And then he takes over.
And then he takes over, and his
Yeah.
proximity to power destroys
And he
him.
puts down the immigrants, the fellow
he-
immigrants, and then the fellow immigrants kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. That
Yeah,
is literally what
so-
happens in that film.
Scarface is a good example of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because
Tying it all back.
The more you know.
Because people in power don't want you to have community. They don't want you to understand that you're stronger together than you are
Yeah.
alone. They want you separated. They want you alone. They want you stupid, and they want you to think that other people are your enemy, when in reality, they are your
You
enemy.
guys are all just in the same boat.
Yeah.
You're in the same boat, but you don't know it. Because they don't want you to know it. Because if you did know it, then you would like be like, why the fuck are we in this boat and they're in the yacht? fuck that, I want the yacht. And then they
Yeah.
take over the yacht because they outnumber you, which is the same reason. This is a separate tangent. If you're following, we can cut this out.
No,
If we're
you're good.
following the stuff that's happening with Palestine and all that other stuff, the entire reason that TikTok is like in the motions of getting banned right now is because they've realized, oh, we are using our freedom of speech and like on this app to like initiate real change, which is like sharing information, building a community, having this network of communication between a bunch of different people and sharing it, getting it to more people. And it's because it's like they can't control it. They're building this community. People in power don't want that because it makes them lose money and makes them realize that like, oh, we can't exploit them in this way anymore. So they're like, either be controlled by a U.S. Company or you can't fucking be here anymore because you're messing with our shit. Because the government is owned by corporations. Corporations have a stake in the war over there. In the genocide that's happening over there. So it's like, we're losing money. Fucking stop them communicating. And then it's like, okay, the people who give us money are saying, we can't have you here. So either get owned or leave. They don't want you together.
Yeah. That was a really hard subject.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's basically going into that. What's also going back into the show, there's a whole thing about like differences in race, but the main villain so far is a robot.
Oh,
Which
man
is
versus machine.
because it's not even like a
too.
human or like
Yeah.
like referencing a specific race or anything. Like
Yeah.
let's say the hybrids are like the minorities, for
Yes.
example, and the humans are like the people in power and blah blah blah. It's a robot.
Yeah.
It's all robots.
Yeah.
The Illuminati people, robots.
Yeah.
Just
and
true
that's
about
like
today, though.
it's going back. Well, it's tying into like the current state of like AI.
Yeah. How it's gonna like
Didn't
rule
the
us.
Illuminati people bleed? They got shot.
They
Yeah,
did
they
bleed,
died.
but they're robots underneath, from what I understand. Because what's
Are
it called?
they?
Sarah has an engraving that was like the Greek letters that they all have,
Oh, the E.
and then her
wasn't
chair
that just a
was with that.
mask?
I think that was just real
Oh.
people. Because why would they be scared of being shot at then?
Yeah, they just they upload their
Well,
consciousness
wait.
to the cloud.
That
They
goes
were real
back. That
people.
goes back to like her skin. Her skin was real because she was bleeding when she was getting like.
Oh
beat
yeah,
up
her
and
skin
stuff.
was
I think
real, but
Sarah was the
everything
only
under
robot.
wasn't.
I think underneath they're robots.
Oh, all of them are robots?
I think so.
I don't know. Have you
But
seen the...
she didn't get killed when she was shot though. But they did.
No, but they
Yeah.
like the.
See, but they died.
Oh, you're so right.
Mhm.
And he was like laying on the table. Well,
Unless
actually,
they're faking it.
we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Review the... We need a 5th episode recap, and then we'll get to the 6th.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. This is basically just like all backstory stuff. She betrays her own dad because she's brainwashed. Hackers get put into the prison that was foreshadowed, and it's time loop hell. It's revealed that this prison industrial complex is
Exploiting workers for
exploiting
free
them
labor.
for free labor, because all the quote unquote self-driving cars are actually being driven by these prisoners in this shitty video game VR.
Yep.
And every time they
The
make a
taxi
mistake,
one.
they get shocked.
Yeah.
And it's so petty. It's so petty because they have 30 seconds to do it, and it's like, I'm doing it, and they still get shocked. And I'm like, I would go insane.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of cool though. It was kind of cool.
It's
to
a cool
realize
premise,
That all
I'm
the
not gonna
AI
lie.
is ruled by like prisoners. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, that's kind of.
It's
Not
a
saying not
cool-
necessarily I support it,
It's
but it was a
not
cool idea.
right, but it's a cool premise.
Yeah, thematically it was kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, okay.
Like that's kind of funny to think that they're forcing.
Because they were hackers.
Like I could see VR becoming like a prison, like something
It could
related
be a
to
prison.
imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of cool
I wonder if like prisoners today have access to VR.
to VR. They
Like
have
would
access
that
to like
like
phones and all
help their mental state?
I don't
Like
know.
if they can live out
that. They're vicariously.
like virtually. Like let's say like oh maybe you're stuck in prison for your life, but if you can experience
Oh, like the outside
virtual
world.
world or like you know how there's like 360
Yeah.
like visuals and stuff of San Francisco,
Mhm.
Yosemite. I wonder if that's
Like,
I
like
don't know.
a
I feel
service
like-
for
And
prisoners.
they also have to be like punished for
it's-
their actions though.
yeah,
I don't think
and
prisoners
that's why
are
they're
allowed
living
to do
there.
that.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be like better? Because they're allowed to go to school. They
That's
they can get an
true.
education in prison. Like that's their right. So wouldn't it, even though they're not like right to
free,
leave,
like they can still experience
they should
it.
still have
It might be.
the right to be happy
I don't know.
or like sane. If that makes, would that fit under that?
So many ethical
idea.
questions this
Yeah.
show
I
raises.
know, but I don't know. I'm just thinking like I
I
wonder if
think-
that's something that's gonna come into play in the
Might.
future.
Yeah, I think
Good.
prison as a concept, there's a lot of ethical questioning that isn't really done on the regular, which really should be. It's like, you know, the Stanford
Oh,
experiment.
prison experiment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That kind of concept, it's like, what are we doing? Because the entire idea of prison isn't really like, let's punish people. Well, it probably is. But the entire reason that it was made, it's like, let's get these people away from like the respectable people, one. And two, we need free labor. And we need a reason, because, you know, this country was built on slave labor. And when it's like, no, you can't have slaves anymore, it's like, okay, but we still need free labor for this economy to work. So what we're going to do is just
you guys
gather up,
like maintain yourselves basically.
yeah, gather all these newly freed slaves and put them back in prison so we have a moral justification for getting more free labor out of them. I forgot what I was talking about.
We were talking about the prison. Well, the VR
Yeah.
Yeah.
version. Of
Yeah,
it.
prison as a concept is so wild because it's like, okay, you label it as a punishment, but then you get all this free stuff. Like, you don't have to worry about eating in there. You don't have to worry about, like, your education. You get
You have like
freedom
free
of
reign,
education.
Yeah.
You get, like, activities because, you know, you have to stay sane in there. I'm not saying, like, prison is, like, a after-school club.
No, yeah.
By
yeah.
no
yeah.
means is it, like, a
But
walk
like
in the
you're
park.
still
But it's
treated
so
as a human for
yeah,
the most
Yeah.
part.
for the most part, it's so much more different than you would expect it because there's no real humane way to live in punishment. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like you want to appease both sides that are like, this is inhumane and like, this is too humane. Because some people are like,
It's like what's
They should
this
still be
justice
all
punished.
criminals
for?
should be punished with the
Yeah.
same like amount of cruelty. And then other people are like, that's fucking insane. All he did was break into a store. He didn't even hurt
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
Versus like a serial killer who definitely deserves this punishment. And it's just it's a
See-
whole big, what do you use your tax dollars for? Like, what do you get elected for? Who's making the rules? And there's different prisons in different places and they have different rules. It's
Yeah.
this whole big bullshit.
I don't know. I just like wonder if that's or if it's not already done. If
I can
that's
see
something
it happen.
that'll be
What are those San
coming.
Francisco cars? The
I
ones
could
that
kinda
control
see
the
it happen.
AI. Those are real people.
No, imagine that.
Imagine
Crazy.
that'd be crazy.
There's a lot of just like moral things wrong because like
Yeah.
if you're driving the car for real and there's like really a person in there, couldn't you just like
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also punished if you don't do it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I guess that's where the like
That's where
safety.
they go.
I
Comes
imagine.
in.
That's what they keep
Yes.
shocking your ass.
I kind of imagine that it was like you wait until they're properly conditioned to not make mistakes anymore,
Mm.
and then you put their
That
consciousness
makes
into a
more
robot.
sense. Yeah. That makes more sense.
Or maybe there's just a safeguard, so it
Maybe
doesn't
at
matter.
the end of the thing, they're just all meant to be robots.
I don't know.
I think so, because they're already training them to be like robots.
Yeah.
So they put their consciousness in. Because
Yeah.
they already
It's
are.
like
robots.
Wall-E.
That's kind of scary.
I
Yeah.
just recently watched Wall-E,
Oh, I never watched.
and Wall-E is like the most non-silent silent film I've ever seen.
It's very
Because there's
nice.
no dialogue in it, really.
Is it?
Yeah.
maybe
Between
you're
the
Like
main
they're-
characters.
it's just like
Oh, you're
gibberish.
right, 'cause
They
they go
just
like,
talk like
"Eve."
yeah,
Eve.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
And then it's like just Wall-E for the first half. It's just him exploring
Yeah.
the world, and then he meets Eve, and then they
It's very
explore
nice.
it together.
That's
and
one of
then
my
Eve
favorite
dies.
films.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't die, but she shuts down because
Yeah.
she found her mission, and then they go to space, and then the humans come in, and then there's finally talking in the film.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I just wonder if like they're all supposed to be robots in the end.
Perhaps.
Where I don't know. We'll see where the show goes.
Season 2, baby.
Season 2, we're taking the dive into transhumanism.
That was episode 5?
We're still
Still
on
on
episode
4.
4. We need to. Okay, I'm
We're still
gonna.
episode 4?
We're
No
so
way.
close.
We're
We're
just
so
jumping
close.
around.
Yeah, we're so close. So, yeah, she is seen as part of the military, like jump. We talked about this
crazy.
already. Cybernetic enhancement program. We know this.
Once again, just becomes robot.
Yes, and then Sam Fisher is like, I just wrote this down because it was interesting. In their argument, he's like, America never did represent the values I believed in, but they are worth fighting for, and they still are.
Mm.
which is interesting because this was in response to Sarah Fisher basically saying, I'm fighting for what I believe in just like you did, but America left you in the dust, and Eden is what is there now. And, basically that. And I found this interesting because obviously we still live in America right now. There is no Eden. So it's like he fought unless he fought in American battles. And he's saying it wasn't perfect, but it was worth fighting for, and they still are. And it's revealed that he's breaking Holloway out of prison. So making that in like immediate connection to like fighting for America, fighting for Holloway, it makes the connection of like, yeah, none of this is perfect what they're doing. Like they're doing something illegal, but it's like it's still worth the values I believe in. It's still worth fighting for. I just thought that was interesting.
There's some generational trauma there too.
Yeah, for sure.
How did he lose his legs? We don't know. Actually.
We don't know.
But
he was already in a wheelchair
Yeah.
when we meet him,
Kinda
and then
funny.
he's not in a wheelchair.
Or assuming you got like a military accident or something.
Yeah.
He never loses his legs in the game.
Never.
Huh.
Pretty cool.
I mean, people lose limbs in wars all the
Yeah.
time, so it's not you don't need to
Also,
know.
it could have been like a punishment because he is captured. Remember?
That is possible.
So it's like, oh, we're gonna take your legs.
He's like, you're
which
a traitor.
he's already doesn't
Kick
have
his
legs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it could be? The reason why he probably got his like cool legs is because of the enhancements that he.
Oh, he also
Because
got
remember,
enhancements.
she does say like infer that she's like, oh, you're better off because I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for me, you would be
Mhm.
in there with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that doesn't answer why he lost his
No.
legs.
We don't know.
Just like maybe why he got cool legs.
But
got,
he
like,
uses his cool legs to go then save Marcus.
Yes.
little
from-
blaster legs.
An
being in
awesome prison
prison.
break scene.
Yeah, that was so
Sick
cool.
as hell.
It was a really cool shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those ones, and then there's a few scenes for the last few episodes. I want to say maybe 5 and 6, where we find out about the virus.
Yes.
And
so
then
that
it's
happens.
like black and white, but
Yeah.
there's a color of purple, and purple means like
Yeah.
loyalty and just the significance of purple instead of
Yes.
green.
And
No more greed.
Her hair is
Oh.
purple.
And
Oh.
I
Purple
thought it was
hair.
like gray.
Oh, it might be
I thought
kind
her
of
hair
gray,
was
but
gray,
it,
No, but
actually.
you're right.
feels
She does make a
purplish.
reference about her hair color, I think.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I
I
can't
don't remember, honestly. I don't. I know she has. I thought it was gray hair.
I read it as purple.
Anyways, purple hair.
Whatever. Basically, prison break happens. Sam and Holloway reunite,
Oh,
and
loyalty.
and they become the Revolution.
Purple.
And Holloway reveals that they're in the virtual reality in that prison because the revolution,
Another plot twist.
Yeah, the revolution happens, and it really the battle for the new waste happens because of it. A bunch of people died, and the prison is now like abandoned, and that's where they all live in the virtual
Abandoned.
reality.
Yeah.
It's a house
But they're
for Human
happy.
Revolution.
They're
yeah,
supposedly like they're just doing their own thing.
because they're
Yeah.
using the virtual reality for their own pleasure now instead of punishment. So it's like, yeah, this is pretty much the next best thing.
Which is sad.
Yeah,
That is really sad.
But
they're in
It is-
Margaritaville.
It is like
they are in Margaritaville. They're just living that margarita life like
They're
that
living
man.
well, not all of them. They could have their own personal simulation,
Yeah,
whatever their own personal sense of
their own
happiness was.
desire.
Well, yeah, but like they're basically in Margaritaville.
Yeah.
They're in their own personal Margaritaville.
Anyways.
Okay, and that's the end of the episode 4. Episode 5.
Boom, boom.
Meow.
Almost there.
We cut to Rayman's celebrity
Almost there.
breakdown.
To Ramon.
Yeah,
he's-
we mentioned it earlier. He does break down to become Ramon.
Yeah. This isn't that. This is before he goes to Bullfrog. This is
Oh,
a different
that's
breakdown.
right. The
that
one that
was-
you were talking about in the mirror.
Rayman has a bunch of different breakdowns. So he's snorting coke, and this is where he gets.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I
This
forgot
is
about
where
that.
he gets
The phone call.
the phone call.
What was the explanation for that? Who told him that?
I have no idea.
Are we thinking it was Sarah?
I have no idea because she was busy. She was in the virtual reality
Yeah.
getting tortured. I have
You're
no
so
idea.
right.
So it might be Marcus.
Could be another inside job.
You know who it was? It was that guy at the end of the show when Dolph gets like he's dead, and he's like
Oh,
in the video
Splinter?
game. Is that his name?
Oh,
The-
Sam Fisher.
It's Sam Fisher.
At the
He
end?
has the glasses.
Yeah, it was Sam Fisher.
I guess it's Sam Fisher. Because he's in the network. He's in
He's in the Neuralink.
the Neuralink.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's what I think.
That's an interesting. I could be that.
That actually would make sense.
I think it was Sam Fisher.
Which makes sense because he's a hacker.
It's probably gonna end up being like, oh, it's Bobo from Ubisoft's Bobo.
Bobo Upitstein.
It's
Bobo.
actually one of the rabbits.
It's the Raving Rabbit.
Yeah, but yeah, that was funny. He do be.
Or maybe it was Alex, like his AI Alex. Because
No,
he
I
was
don't think
like,
so.
he was like, maybe your friend, because this happens, I think
Oh,
here.
do you think Alex was working with Sam Fisher the whole time? And it's like, my name's not actually Alex. It's actually
Because
something else.
Halloway was working with Sam, and Alex wanted to work with Halloway. So maybe he was like, this is a conspiracy. I don't know. We're in full, like, red string
Yeah,
board
we're like-
mode.
Yeah.
Look at it!
That'd be so
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know. I think the
I don't know.
strongest.
That's an interesting. I wish there was more theories out there. Like I wish the
More people in
Matt
the
Tat
Bigger.
had a theory on it because I feel like he could have so much to say.
We should make
Yeah.
it.
It could be like a game theory episode.
Yeah.
show
A
theory.
film theory.
Oh, a film.
A film
but it's
game
also like a-
theory.
Yeah.
Collab.
The multiverse
Yeah.
crashing in.
The multiverse theory.
The Flash.
The theoryverse.
Oh, the theory verse.
yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, but he gets the phone call to go talk to Bullfrog before his execution, and then we cut back to Sarah
Little
Fisher.
baby. The loading screens are so funny in this episode.
I know.
He really
They
is.
were like, I feel like they really paid homage to the gaming like loading
Yeah.
screen.
I just, I wish they had better
They
games.
were funny.
I wish Ubisoft had better games now. Now that I know that they know how to make a good game.
Yeah,
Good stories.
good
Maybe
stories.
they will. Maybe they want money.
Every
Money.
corporation wants
But
money.
anyways, Bullfrog, he's held captured and he's gonna be executed on live TV.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes on to
Part of the
that.
talk show,
Mhm.
part of the entertainment, part of the dehumanizing of hybrids,
Mm-hmm.
and non-desirables in society. The dehumanizing of everyone deemed non-desirable.
Mhm.
Fascism. That's how you do it. That's how you dehumanize the populace. You get rid of the empathy for your fellow man. Suddenly, where you would have stood together, you fall alone. 1984.
That was
That's
the
a book.
rise.
That
Oh,
sentence is so
from
funny.
George.
Orwell.
Yes.
I was
Is
gonna say
that-
Orwin.
Oh.
I was right. It's 1984.
Wait, so what else happens in
Well, he goes and meets him, and then the Ubi Red guy comes, and he once again beats him down. Which is
Oh.
funny, because right before that, he has a really good experience of power as, like, using his Rayman personality. And he's like, don't you understand? I have an interview with this guy. Like, it's all part of the show. Haha.
The other one was Fahrenheit 451.
And then he gets through, and they're, like, fanboying over him,
Yeah.
basically. They're like, oh, my gosh, what a nice guy. When he literally, like, treated them like booty crap.
Yeah, like idiots.
And then the red guy comes in and he's like, "Oh, it's you again, you little
Yes.
hybrid little monster."
And then Bullfrog helps him escape, but
You
not
hybrid
before. The whole conversation that they have is so interesting because it's basically him getting disillusioned through Bullfrog's kindness
yeah.
because he's like,
He's really not trying to break him down,
No,
but he
he's
breaks down.
Yeah, he's like, no, you deserve to be angry at people who are disrespecting you. And he's like, I would have been nothing without them. And he's like, oh, really? Exhibit A. And then he's like, he blows the bubble and he's like, you got replaced, bro. And then he breaks down and then,
He's like, "I'm dispensable."
yeah.
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 Time to go kill people.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
used you. They used you just like
Which
they
I'm
use all of
curious how
us.
he managed to get away so quickly, because he was kind of like a little like, "Oh, I don't know how to do anything. I
Yeah.
just host TV."
Anyways, let me
And
go
dude
buy a
runs
gun
away.
now.
He hides and
He
and then
buys
has like.
guns
And then he buys
and drugs.
Does he buy a gun?
he
He
buys
has two
No.
guns.
Two
I thought he
machine
took them
guns.
from the guy.
I don't think
I don't know.
so.
He got two machine guns somehow.
No, he bought them from like a shady guy at a diner, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I completely blinked on
I
that
must
part.
have seen that scene.
I don't think it was like I want to buy some guns interaction. I think it was like you leave money
Let's go
here, I
fuck
will
some
leave
shit.
guns afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Like a drug drop.
Truck drop.
Yeah.
Because he is kind
Like
of like
Mercari.
a drug man.
Yeah.
Not Mercari.
it was he bought guns off Facebook
Sorry.
Marketplace. Oh no, she died.
No, but yeah, that is like his basic. I don't know. He's so funny. Like he literally was like kind of like the gag character who has like an arc.
And then he has like the most heroic arc of all the characters. He has a full hero's journey.
I hope he gets reunited with Bullfrog. I can see them being like a duo.
Lovers.
Oh,
No.
don't put it that. Sorry, I realized
Andrew's
I was
right.
talking far away.
Anyways,
You
cut
think
back.
they're gonna be lovers?
Listen. I think that the next squad that is in season 2 is gonna be Dolph, Sam, Bullfrog, and Raymond.
Well,
and
we don't know
Ramon.
if Dolph will be there.
Dolph's gonna be there
Of course.
Anyways.
because he needs to kiss Bullfrog. Do you ever?
Dolph needs to kiss Bullfrog?
Yeah, they're in a throuple.
Oh.
They all kiss each other.
And they live
They're all-
happily ever after.
I could see
And then
that
happily
happening.
ever after. Listen, the edge. Oh! Oh shit!
Oh my god.
You
Hello?
good?
Yeah, that
Oh
was a
my
bit so
God.
scary.
Check. Okay.
I wasn't doing anything. I think it literally slipped out.
You don't need to hold on to it.
No, now I
I
do.
need it for emphasis. I do the same thing.
I know.
What was I saying?
What?
Sorry, that hecka scared us. That was a
Yeah.
really loud noise.
I hate when that happens.
Anyways, episode 5.
They should
go back
kiss.
to the VR.
They should kiss.
They could be a
Or should we
relationship.
just go to episode 6? Anyways,
The
Dolph
edgy
leaves
anime
VR.
lord needs a little like squishy boyfriend. It's a Jessica Rabbit and a Roger Rabbit relationship,
Oh.
but there's 2 Roger Rabbits
Oh, for the frog
for
and
the frog,
and
Ramon,
Raymond?
and
And
Dolph.
Oh. I don't know, cause he kind of hates his guts. So
They're
I can
gonna-
see
they're
why
gonna
Dolph
bond.
can be like,
They're gonna
nah, man.
Because episode 5 it ends with Dolph resolving to go save Bullfrog.
Yeah, but just Bullfrog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's gonna make for some spicy bonding.
But he
later.
doesn't save Bullfrog.
He doesn't get that far because he
No.
gets stopped by Niji 6.
And then he
the police.
realizes in order to like help him, cause he really thinks he's gonna die already.
Yes,
Well,
because there's
it's
a virus
also-
from
It's
Sarah.
a virus from Sarah Fisher. 'Cause she's
No, but
fishy.
he already thinks he's gonna die because he doesn't know what's going on with Ramon. He
mhm.
doesn't know that
Mhm.
that guy on the TV is not the same as Ramon.
So he thinks
So,
Bullfrog's gonna
yeah,
die.
he thinks he's kind of a lost cause.
Yeah, but
not
he's still
gonna
gonna go
lie.
try and save him.
Yeah, by getting Sarah, which is the main enemy.
I would also
Which
be
is crazy that
okay-
Bullfrog doesn't even know. But I mean,
Yeah.
I guess he could know if he blows a bubble and he's like,
He could.
All he had to do was blow his bubble. He didn't
Yeah.
blow it enough in the show.
Yeah. I don't think he controls when it happens.
it's just kind of like when people ask of him, they're like,
Yeah.
hey,
He just
do you mind if I get one of those magical little bubbles?
goes-
Hey.
What's funny is Poor Things, William Dafoe's character.
he also blows bubbles like
Blows
that.
bubbles
That's
like
a
that.
funny-
But they don't predict anything. It's just like
He's just
he
a
Lame.
references it as like they took his like guts out and he has to do that for some reason. Yeah.
Anyways, episode 6.
Yes,
No,
it
no, 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 no.
ends.
Final episode.
Yeah, all the culmination of all the stuff. Sarah's betrayal of Holloway, Dolph going to save Bullfrog, Ramon being disillusioned. It all comes to a head.
Yes.
Episode 6, baby.
Episode 6, final episode finale.
Woo.
Basically, Bullfrog is saved by Rayman because he kills the board of directors and negotiates his release, or at the very least, not his execution. Like, at the very least, postpone his execution.
He does.
And Dolph kills the Niji 6, even though he has a virus, because he's a bad bitch. The baddest bitch.
And he loses his arm.
He loses his arm in the
Somehow.
process, which is wild.
Well, not somehow. It's because he shot it and then it
Oh,
blew
that's right.
up.
He shot
Yeah.
it so hard it blew up.
It's kind of crazy.
and
just
he
kept
killed
shooting his
everyone.
arm.
He took on an entire army and he won.
He did.
Big boss moves.
And that was him being sick. 'cause
Yeah,
he
that
had a
was him
virus.
being-
Yeah. He's honestly kind of
If I was at 100%, you bitches.
He probably would have like
He would've
blown
sur-
up the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's him, and then he tries to blow himself up to kill the warden because he knows that she betrayed him by giving him a virus. He blows himself up. That's pretty much the end of his arc. Even though we know he's not really dead. but
he's dead.
but he's dead for the purpose of the narrative. And then the last one, Sarah, being freshly blown up, reveals that she is now a robot.
And she has a sign
Uh-huh.
that matches the chair.
Yes,
Back
she
at
has the
Ramon's.
Eden logo
Is
because
it
she's also
really
part
the
of
Eden logo?
Eden. I
I
think
thought
so.
it was just a Greek letter.
Yeah, I think
mean,
it's for Eden.
probably specific to Eden.
E.
Maybe she's Eden.
She could be Eden. We'll never know until season 2.
Yeah, and then it basically all these things end on a cliffhanger. We don't know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen next. I need season 2 now.
This last episode kind of sped through a lot of things. It felt
Yeah.
like.
Well, we've kind of already talked a
Yeah,
lot
we
about
talked
the
a lot
last
about all the
episode.
stuff, so I don't feel the need
yeah,
to
we
go through
spoiled
every
it the
single
whole
thing.
time.
Yeah,
But
it's fine.
yeah, it was. I liked that. I liked how it ended.
Mhm.
I'm ready for a second season now.
I needed a second
Meow.
season. There's so many like unanswered questions
Yeah.
that I'm like,
Overall, as a show, I was very surprised at how much it packed into such a short. Like it was all 25
6
minutes episodes and it told so much more story than some that are like 3 seasons long.
Yeah, they
So-
did not waste any time.
No,
No,
they,
they
get to
didn't.
it. They said, "You like this character? Dead,
Dead.
bitch."
Try again.
And I like that. So that's my thoughts. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I like that they weren't scared
No, they weren't.
to like kill people off.
Actually, you know what I give it? I'll probably give it like a solid out of 10.
Me too. That's actually pretty good. I don't know. I feel like I would have never watched this show if you hadn't been like, let's watch this show
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
purpose of this.
Yes.
It was entertaining. I feel like I'm hooked now just because the storyline's so chaotic. And
Need a
there's so
second
much
season.
that we don't know as a viewer.
Yeah.
Even watching the show, you're like, huh.
yeah, there's obviously so
Yeah.
much more happening.
And they also
behind the
tie a lot
scenes.
of like very true problems
Yeah,
into
it
a very
definitely
like
resonates, which is
comedic way.
it's a little worrying that so much of this resonates with an American audience, considering it's just a full fascist society, which take that as you will.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I need season 2 now. I had questions. I don't know. Who's your favorite character?
Oh,
Like the
I
frog.
love. Damn it. I would say I love Sam Fisher because I grew up watching him and
He's pretty
playing
cool.
as him, and he was badass. And
Who's
he's got
your
no
favorite
legs.
character?
Dolph.
It's probably Dolph.
Yeah, valid. I just like how cute the little frog is.
He's very
He's
cute.
like the
Frog
most
is super cute,
unproblematic.
and he's
I
super
love
Also,
him.
he just wanted to
innocent.
listen to music, and they
He-
never
let
gave
him
him his
listen to
chance.
music.
And I was just
Exactly.
so brokenhearted.
And
for
you know what he
him.
thought of in his last moments before he died?
His
his-
family, the people.
His friends.
Yeah.
Well, what family?
Well, I'm just referring to the friends
like
as
the doll.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extended friends and
His
family.
his last words were like, "I'm so sad that my friends died, and I'm sorry."
Sorry,
And
Jade.
I'm like, "I'm
Beige.
sorry."
Beige.
Mon
Also,
ami.
his accent is super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, maybe the bullfrog is the best character.
he's great.
Do we know what it translated to at the end? The French?
Mon ami,
Yeah.
that's my friend.
Or my friend.
Oh.
Because mon amour is my love.
Oh.
Mon ami is my friend.
Oh.
Mon ami.
Okay, that was cute. He's a little
Yeah,
cutie.
my
Yeah,
friend.
look, I want a plushie of him. If they
I
sell a
do.
plushie somewhere.
They should have just had a plushie of him.
Yeah.
When Netflix get on it.
Netflix, you're terrible at marketing. What did we learn today? We learned that this show has a lot more to do with real life than we
Uh-huh.
thought. Netflix is terrible at marketing
Uh-huh.
shows. We need more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need more people to watch it,
Yeah. go
so we
watch
get 4 more seasons
it. yeah.
It can easily do 4 seasons. Though.
easily.
Yeah.
There's a lot that it can delve into.
I hope they keep it just as short though. I loved how
Yeah.
short it was. It was really good.
I love when a story has a beginning, middle, and end.
Mhm.
Normalize stories having an end
Yeah.
because no one wants to be supernatural. No one wants
Supernatural?
no one wants to be supernatural.
Like the show?
yeah,
Oh gosh, I'm
Yeah.
currently trying to finish it.
girl.
I've been on it for a hot minute. I'm on season 6. It's been taking me years to get through that show just because I'm like, okay, that season was great.
Never watch
There's
it
another
again.
And then I'm like, I don't need another season. And then it's like, no, you need another season. And then the
No,
plot starts after like the 2nd episode and you're like, oh.
I think because here's the thing. I think there's a way to make it to season 15 and still have integrity.
Oh.
I don't think that there's a way to do that when you're connected to a studio that wants money. So, when you're doing it for profit, there is there's a part that inherently takes away your integrity. And I hate when people are like, you sold out, and it's like, I need to pay rent. So I'm not throwing shade to like the artist or the writers or like people who are actually on the ground making the show. I'm sure they like have a vision and they want just a good story as us. I'm more throwing shade on the people who are like, no, even though it's the natural progression of their arc, they cannot have gay love. And it's like, well, now the whole story is fucked.
It was cool. Normalize gay badasses.
Normalize gay baddies.
There's market. I mean,
there's a market.
Yeah,
cool.
there is a market at the end of the day, and I think
the
show does a. Wait, am I far away?
I don't know. You were leaning
Am I
back.
far away?
There you
I don't
go,
think
you're
so.
good, you're good
It was like
Close enough.
now.
I forgot what I was saying.
There's a market.
There's a market.
Oh, there's a market for just like everything to be seen, and I completely.
I'm farther away actually.
I didn't even think about like the Sam's character representing like disabled people, which is so true.
It is.
Because
And then,
I just never thought about it that way, but you're so right. He
Yeah.
is literally representing like a lot of people who, I mean, it's not explained why he loses his legs, but who are in the same boat as he
Yeah.
is, you know?
and he doesn't need to explain it at the end of the day.
No, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
not that he needs to, but it's just like they're in the same
yeah.
situation, you know?
It was cool.
Yeah, I think like
And he's a
that
baddie
aspect-
still.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
think that aspect of not needing to explain it is part of what makes good representation.
Mhm.
Because when you it's
Explain
it's
it.
a visual medium. Show don't
Yeah.
tell. You don't need to explain to me why you realized you were gay at 13 at conversion camp or some shit. Like you don't need to
No, yeah,
explain
you
that.
That's actually a really
He
good
never,
point.
Like,
Yeah.
was like, oh, I had so many lovers.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
since stuff is getting more accepting now, there's a market for like queer rep, and the
Mhm.
way that straight people do that, straight capitalists do it, is like, I'm gonna throw shade. Love, Simon is
Oh, never
The-
seen
it's
it.
so bad.
it's the gay film for straight people,
yeah.
and
What is Love,
no
Simon?
one really
Did we
needs
watch
it.
it?
Well,
No,
here's-
we haven't
Wasn't
seen
it a series?
I think
did
it
get
was.
a
It did get a
series, but it
series.
started
Yeah.
as a film.
Oh wow.
Well, it's because I don't want to say no one needs it, because straight people have tons of bad films, and no one says shit about that. It's
Yeah.
part of like making stuff mainstream. Some stuff is good, some stuff is bad. To have good stuff, you need bad stuff, and for stuff to get accepted, you need the cheesy rom-com that all straights have. Straight people have thousands of those.
Yeah.
I have one. Cool. I forgot what I was saying.
No, yeah.
I lost the thread.
Just-
I don't know. Let's end this. I'm
That was a
done.
good point.
just
though.
covered a
It's
lot.
like,
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah.
for like a really wacky game show, basically.
mhm.
A show based off of games.
Mhm.
It actually was probably the best video game media, or yeah.
Yeah, one of the best video game media, because it's hard to do. You don't need to explain stuff. That was what I was talking about. Okay. I'm all over the place.
That's okay.
You got the
Yeah,
get the
it's
fleas in the brain.
the crucial part of representation is not telling me why you are the way that you are. You could just show me. And a lot of people, like straight people consuming or creating gay media, lose that a lot of time.
Yeah.
They don't see it's like, well, if the character doesn't say it, then how are they gonna know?
Yeah.
I'll know.
You can read it or you can see it.
Yeah, I'll see it. Like Dolph didn't have to tell me that he was a closet little person, and like he didn't have to tell me.
That would have ruined it. But it,
No, and
yeah.
Pagan Min said that, but it was a jab at his past that was told to him by Alex, which makes it narratively important.
Yeah.
Like that's a different, like, purposeful way to do it. I didn't even have to be told that just so I could know it. I could see it, and then it's used purposefully.
Mhm.
Good rep.
What a
all-around.
crazy show.
Yes.
It was.
And then Dolph is probably going to be disability rep in the next season because he doesn't have
He
an arm.
has his
Oh,
arm.
that's right,
Yeah,
he's
his
got-
arm is gone.
Yeah.
Does he have anything?
Well, I'm just speculating.
He's probably gonna be like full robot.
Yeah. So who knows?
It's gonna be.
He turns into the enemy
Yeah.
that we're like, oh my
that would be
gosh.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would be
It's
kind of cool.
difficult for me to see cyborgs as anything other than like vague disability representation because when you think about it, cyborgs just have a bunch of prosthetics.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
if you're like cyborg, like from Teen Titans, like obviously it
Cyborg.
gives you superhero abilities, and it's like
Yeah.
that's obviously different. But I don't know. There's something about like being beholden to like tech parts of yourself that's like, especially if it's because of trauma or if it's because of a disaster. It's like this probably hits on the similar chords of like disabled people.
Yeah.
It makes him look more cooler though. I'll give it that. He
Yeah.
looks more badass. I want a robotic arm now. They can do like.
Oh, and like Toph from Avatar: Last Airbender.
Oh yeah.
She's
Oh.
blind, but she's better than all of those motherfuckers. So it's kind of like that.
What is her power?
Earthbending.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show, so I don't know.
We
We're gonna
have
have
to
to watch
add
it.
that
The
to the
original.
list. Hold on.
Avatar will be nice because I've been wanting Jalissa to watch it for a while now. Not the Netflix one.
Not the Netflix one. God damn it. No
original.
live
The
action.
original.
No live action Avatar
Yeah. It's one out.
in this house.
Well, that's the end of that episode.
yes,
That's the end of that series. Well,
That's the end of the
series, yeah.
series.
season.
This was a really beefy combo pack. Hope you enjoyed listening.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will not see you for 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.